right, good morning, guys. Hey, Jess.
Good morning, Adrian. Nice to see you again.
You too.
Hear you
It's been a
again.
while. It's going to be good.
How was your time off? I haven't had a chance to catch up with you yet.
It's been good. Enjoyed a little bit of a break from the community. I did show probably a bit of trading addiction, though, and had to keep sharing a lot of nice setups and trades because I was just enjoying price action so much. But it was nice to step away from being so social, I guess, in the chat.
Yeah, for sure. 100% agree with that.
And we're just doing it day in, day out, week on week, and it gets tiring.
Absolutely. Especially when we're back testing or doing some type of review or data review and no
Yeah.
one's talking to us.
Alrighty. So I've just got the current chart set up ready for today. Just watching this zone at the moment before we get into our HTF stuff. So I've got our quarter 3 p.m. zone here. I did take a long from here, but I moved my stop loss to break even after this little V shape here, which I wanted to then hold for continuation up. So stop loss hit at break even here with this move down at the moment. This was looking good though. Like we've got a Q3 AM zone here. We come back in. We're sort of stacking zones at the moment into a Q3 PM zone.
Yeah. It's a massive AM session Q3, so AM session Q3 zone. So
A clear pivot.
Yeah, and previous days OTE is also like pretty large as well since we just trended up from Asia. So interesting stuff.
Huge
As in
day.
yeah,
Insane.
yeah.
300 points. So starting the day, this is so basically this zone here, and this the AM one is our main one, so we can sort of trust this zone until it breaks. We did get like that NYPM level is always good to watch in Asia, but it did get swept because that finishes at 4 o'clock and then it swept straight after. Whereas if that was unswept, I'd sort of be happy for that low to get swept. But now I really want that zone to hold. And see if we come back up. We've got a there's a 5-minute CB in there we can watch as well.
Yeah. It could be higher time frame SBS, like the 15 minute. Oh no, the 15 doesn't have a breaker structure on it yet. But yeah, I would also love that zone to hold. If it doesn't hold though, it would be sweeping 0.618 retracement of the AM session. Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, you do. You're right. You do have the higher time frame SBS.
So yeah, watching
But if it,
sweep of 2 there, possible
yeah,
5, and the OTE.
yeah, it's like just under that low. It's like just slightly. So it's yeah, it's like barely there. So it's kind of like darn, it could get swept. But I would love this low to hold for sure as well. The one we made right at in the PM session at 4.
And we've got that BC in the zone here too, which is what we're in at the moment. The 5 minute. All right, exciting stuff already.
Is everyone following what we're talking about?
I do want to see that continue. Have you guys got many questions lined up for today? I went through a lot of stuff yesterday, so I will, because we didn't record yesterday, we'll go over that today. Can't interact, but listening. Yeah, cool. So we'll talk about the market structure. Yesterday we talked about going from external range liquidity back into internal range liquidity, and just following that market flow. So we'll touch on that as well, and we can talk about the OTE levels and some more SBS, because the SBS just keeps happening. So I'm happy just to keep talking about that as each one plays out.
For sure, especially as in the continuation areas, right? The standard deviations that you discussed before. Interestingly enough, I had been looking for where I saw an SBS setup from ICT, like in his older content,
Yeah.
like before 2017. I don't know if you were able to catch it in the chat. I don't know if it was while you were sleeping.
Yeah, no, I
I
didn't.
did find. Okay, yeah, I did find the screenshot. I didn't find the exact setup that I was looking for, where like he says exactly what to do, basically like buying the OB and whatnot, or like the liquidity that consolidates above the OB buy once that liquidity is swept and the OB is tapped. But this is the screenshot that I did find. This is actually from core content, and in this specific episode, he's talking about how to trade consolidations, right? And then you pointed out that you see SBS in the continuation areas all the time. And the
Yeah.
continuations are accumulations, which are consolidations, right? So this he's telling us how to trade a consolidation, and you just happen to notice that they were also always at the accumulation or at the reaccumulation zones, right? So I was like, yo, this is amazing. This is exactly what I was looking for.
Yeah. And then like where the party is here, right? That's a Just Special 7-9 suit right there.
Yes, yes.
It's good. So nice reaction here off this BC. All right. Let's jump into our high time frame. Otherwise, we're going to want to sit and watch this the whole session. Already exciting from market kickoff. All right, so we'll jump into our high time frame Nasdaq chart. I might just go into the monthly. We have done a lot of stepping down from the 12 monthly and 6 monthly. I think everyone's got a pretty good idea of that. Let me just hide my 1 hour stuff. So we can get a clear chart. And we're going to the monthly. So far we've had our, like the monthly has opened open low, and we're expanding up. For a plausible open low high close. Have a monthly BC in here. And we've got that nice monthly pivot swing low here that we discussed a lot with a BPR in there. Very nice price structure. Taking the high here. And in the session last week, we spoke about those swing failure patterns, which we see on the monthly. So very important candles. We can see them on some of the other high time frames at the moment in the chart. We've had a 1 hour and 4 hour swing failure patterns. And what we look for is that the swing down, we take out range liquidity, we close back in the range in the previous candle, and then we attack that range higher. So same thing here. We had our monthly swing down, we come back in, close back in the range, and then we're targeting. So the previous candle high and then the range high. Very nice structure. Go into our weekly. I have to remember not to go clear all because I do have the other group now. I don't want to lose it. Get so used to just going delete all. So weekly we have this weekly swing here. So bullish order block here. This one as well is what we were watching. So once we broke out here, we had this down close candle, and then so from August, this bullish engulfing. So this is like those tweezer lows that I like, where we get the bullish engulfing, closes, it engulfs and closes above that previous candle, and this becomes our bullish OB for the weekly. So I've been watching that, and we're watching 50% of that candle to hold. If we draw that on as a rectangle.
Which is beautiful.
So we can see we wick down, but we don't get any candle body closes below that 50% level. Have a current BC forming now there on the weekly as well. And now we have, so this swing here is what caused this breakout. So we can drag on that high. We see that's been swept. We can now draw that as another zone, and we can just keep stepping up the zones and watching the 50% levels of those zones to keep holding, as well as the arrays that we're getting at the moment. So we've got that BC coming in. Interesting to see where this weekly closes and if we're going to get a volume imbalance in here.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, with BHS and set on, there is no volume imbalance there. Maybe a tiny one. Maybe a tiny one. No volume imbalance there.
No.
That's interesting.
Hey, Cryptic, how you going?
Oh yes, there is a very tiny one. 2 points.
So on the daily, so this was that weekly swing we were watching, Jess. On the daily, we can grab just this one candle. Right, same thing. We've got that tweezer low. And we just start to refine it as we're moving down in our time frames.
Mm-hmm.
So then instead of this whole swing, we're just watching this one on the daily. 50% of that level to hold. No candle closes below. We can see the wicks coming down, just touching, respecting that nicely. Also then have this order block. This low swing was then responsible for this breakout here. We can just keep stacking them up as well. Down to this low. No candle closes under 50%. And we also have that, so one, where did we break out? Sorry, didn't get that right. 1, 2, no, we don't have, not quite an SBS there. I was looking at this candle here, but if we broke above, it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the other things I was discussing last week for the while we're working on the monthly was using a 4-hour or a 6-hour chart, and then we can break the monthly down into quarters as well to help read it, which would set up. I haven't got a pre-made chart at the moment, but we can quickly go through and do that for this month. So we'll have a look. So if we go to the start of the month.
I don't want to distract you, Adrian, but we just swept 79% of this current swing and current price action. Sorry. Don't want to distract you.
Which one did I have? There it is, so 7-9 suit there. So now we can watch, so that candle that then did the sweep, we can watch for a bullish engulfing to close above that. And then we can look for longs once we get bullish closes above into there. Nice. Okay. back to here. So 6 hour. So we've got our monthly open. And then we can just draw these around every sort of 7 or 8 days. And pop on our monthly open. So far, similar to what we look at on the H4, so we've had our open. We're in the first quarter of the month. We made a clear swing low. We can do a deviation off of that swing now as well. And we're trying to project the monthly expansion now off of this. And while that swing low's in, we can draw that as a zone as well, just like we're doing on the lower time frame. Same thing here, right? Tweezer low. We get that bullish engulfing. That becomes our bullish order block, bullish OB. We're looking for longs off that, and we're looking for 50% of that down close candle to hold if we draw that on as well. So bullish until we get candle closes under here. And what we did discuss last week as well is we do you do tend to see sort of the reversals around that midpoint of the month. So what we were watching then is the low swings that create the breakouts to be respected and to hold. We now have this whole swing here, or we can also grab that, just that candle really, which is another swing failure pattern candle. So it comes down, sweeps the lows, closes back in the range, back inside the candle here, and then we can attack that high. High becomes the dog. It's a failed swing because it failed to break down and go lower. Why H6? So I've been using H6 or H4 just to make it easy to read the monthly. Just to break that into quarters. I mean, like the H6 and H4 swings pretty much the same.
Yeah, just less candles. So
yeah.
Less information to process.
You know, the H6 here is making really clean lows to keep working with. So yeah, so for a month that seasonality is normally quite bearish, it's pretty clean bullish move at the moment. We break out, we come back, we retest that zone, retest the open, and so this was news I believe that we had here as well when we talked about that, then becoming another zone, and we look for price to break out of that zone and also respect that 50%, which we do here. So we come back out, break above, back into the zone. We've got that 20 SMA there here being respected as well. Continues up, and now we've got this new zone here. And while these are holding, we can stay with our bullish sentiment.
Classic institutional order flow.
Yeah. Yeah, so I've been enjoying breaking down the monthlies, just like we're doing on the daily, where we put, like I use the 4-hour candles. And then we can do the same with the 4-hour candles, break them, like we have our 90-minute cycles, but we can also just break them down into 1-hour quarters and looking for swings like this in that first hour of a 4-hour candle to then get long and continue. Cool. So we'll get rid of those. All right, so we've done daily. That was what I wanted to talk about on the monthly and how to break it down. Let's jump into our 1 hour chart. We have a bit more data. Put this group back on.
This is a really clean monthly expansion.
Yeah. Yeah, and that makes it looks really nice on that chart, seeing that low swing coming in that first quarter of the month for the manipulation.
For sure, exactly. That was so clean. No confusion about where order flow is going.
All right, guys, we are on our 1 hour chart. So this is what we've been following all week and for a few weeks, really, for the month. So then we're just breaking down the time frames into the same idea. We're looking for those clear low manipulation swings, and this is why we've been discussing the SFPs, because we keep getting them, right? We got one here, so it comes down, sweeps back into this zone from Tuesday the 9th of September, and we stay bullish while that's holding. We expect 50% of that zone to hold to stay bullish. Candle comes down back into that zone, closes back in the range, and then we can look for that candle to be the draw of liquidity as well as the high of the range. That's my lines are a little bit off. With the contract rollover, I've had to readjust this chart a few times. So I haven't got everything spot on at the moment. It's always the worst thing.
Yeah, it really is the worst.
So from here we had, say, our SVS, right? So we break above, we have 1, 2, then we swing up to 3, and we're just sitting and waiting. We can wait for that sweep of 2. Come back in, we get that swing failure pattern, and then the draw is up to 3, which becomes our 6. We also do our OTE. So for our OTEs, we're looking for the swings. So if we're heading up, we're looking for, this is our main swing here, right? From the low up to the high. And we're looking for trade entries around that 0.62. So 61A is the golden level that gets talked about in the optimal trade entries. So we're looking for retracements back into the zone. And the way to think of it too, if this is our main range, right? If we break it down, above 50% is premium, where we don't want to enter into shorts. We want to enter as low as possible. So we want to enter in discount below 50%, and the optimal trade entry zones that are taught and ICT teaches was so you got your 618, 705, and 709. 079 is that soup level, which is a good spot when you're seeing those swing failure patterns. So if we get a swing failure pattern candle here, wicks down to 79, comes back up, closes within that previous candle, then it's good confirmation there to long back to that high for continuation.
Bonus information, if you get that level during a macro, it has a very high win rate percentage.
So the idea of the macro time is that we're in a H1 macro, we're getting an open low for the soup into a high close.
Yes. Adrian, you got 2 minutes until we close that high, by the way.
Okay.
We indeed went back up.
So we've got our 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the next low becomes 5, and then we go to 6, and then so we draw on our OTE from here to 3, 7, 9 soup here, and continue. We then get another swing failure pattern. This was another news candle. That comes in. We can draw this swing failure pattern as a zone as well, and we come back and respect 50% of that. We can also do the wick, right, and expect the CE or 50% of that to be respected as well. The 1 hour chart at the moment is great for teaching market structure, OTE, and the swing failure patterns, and the SBS. At the moment, it's very, very clean. So then once we've hit 6 over here, we then get our next breakout. So we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Have a clean swing here. We have a BPR in there.
Super clean.
Break above the BPR and send. And also do OTE. So from here, the origin of the move up to 3. I don't think that one even come close though to coming into discount for that one. Yeah. So it didn't even come back to the 0.5.
Yeah, I think this whole move up, actually, we've never gone back to EQ yet.
SMT, I think we had here from 2 to 4 with the ES. So we can use this current SFP up here now as well. That's basically our 5-minute zone that we're looking at too. And we want 50% of this wick to hold. We can draw on. Trying to get too distracted as we wander over to the right of the chart.
Yeah, it just closed. 5-minute just closed bullish.
Nice, very sweet. All right, so we get our break above. We get another one. So 1, 2, 3, and then we're looking for sweeps of 2. We do an OTE swing from here to here, which I believe is what I've got here. And we come back to that 7-9. This was FOMC, so big swing down. Came back into this zone, which was responsible for the breakout here. We close back in the range if we draw that on, and this was cleaner on the 4 hour, the SFP. So it closes above here, and then we can target range high here and then range high up here.
The SFP was amazing on that, yeah.
4 hour there, beautiful.
Yeah.
And look, like all of this liquidity here, range liquidity. Yeah. Everyone with stops above here is going to get wrecked if they're short from there. That's the fuel. One arrow so clean, I don't see some cleans on 1 minute. Yeah, leaning to move away from 1 minute time frame. This is why I love the 1 hour, 4 hour, and 5 minute, 15 minute as well. They're all great.
100% agreed with Adrian. So much less stress.
Inside this SFP week, there was at least 4 round trips in this one. Or you meant in this week here? Yeah. All right. So
yesterday's price action.
So then we have another break above. So now we're in this one here. 1, 2, 3. And we've come back up. So 4 and 5 here, we pretty much see on the lower time frame. If we go to the 5 minute. So we've got our breakout. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then what we were talking about yesterday as well, if you do get an SMT here into 4 and 5, one of the members asked me, can you use SMT with the SBS? And yes, you can. And it makes it very strong when you're coming into that 5th swing.
Yes. And in our group back test for a 5-minute SBS, 5 has, if it's still not 100%, it's over 90% win rate. So
Getting in
5
from
is very
5.
high.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you have SMT there as well, with with another asset, then I can only imagine that makes it a lot
Unstoppable.
stronger. Yeah.
So if we do a quick drawing of that as well, since I didn't record yesterday's. So if we're coming down, we get our breakout. 1, 2. Then 3 is normally up here. There's normally another swing. We can count this as 3 until it's not, and we go higher, while 2 hasn't been swept. Then we come back down, we sweep 2, and then we're pushing back up. So if we count this out, so 1 is our breakout, we break above the high, pullback is 2, 3 comes up here, and then we have 4 and 5. And we're looking for that sweep of 2, and this is where we do our OTE from the origin of the move up to 3. And let's say this is NASDAQ. And then this is ES. And ES is 5, makes lower low.
Sorry, correction, guys. 5 has an 88% win rate at the moment.
So then we have, so NASDAQ puts in that higher low for 5. ES puts in the lower low for 5. Each one is still within the zone. Wicking down, still respecting 50% of the zone. Super confluence.
And then another additional layer is again just applying that macro time frame.
So if this is a quarter 3, say in London or NYAM, and then the next session, this comes down into another quarter 3, or even 5 is coming down into the quarter 3 on the 90-minute cycle, then you got extra confluence for that to come up. So we get the stacking of zones within sessions, building a nice foundation and springboard for price to keep going.
100%.
And then, as we discussed yesterday, all of this then aligns with that 5-minute model. We have our standard deviation pull from here. I'll get rid of this top one. And then we're looking at our TPs. 1.5, 2.5, 3.5, and 4.5. Whereas the SBS is just to, the standard, it's made to take profit at 3. But I use it in line with the standard deviations in the 5-minute model. And then we look for a similar formation to then form at 1.5 and 2.5 for our reaccumulations. So we come up to 2.5, we get our breakout. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we continue up into the next zone for our smart money reversal. And this is exactly what's playing out on the 1 hour.
Yeah, absolutely, exactly. Can I just drop some stats here for the 5-minute model while you're on the screenshot?
Yeah, sure.
So from the 50% level, which is EQ, 1.5 hits 90% of the time. From 0.618, it hits 80% of the time. From 0.705, 78% of the time. And from 0.79, 85% of the time.
So good, guys.
Retracement level, yeah, into 1.5. Just the first ticket. Just the first target.
Savvy, can you please show you how to set the fib? Do you mean for the standard deviation or for the OTE? Yeah, sure. I'll jump into that in a sec, and I'll do the OTE one as well for both, and we'll break it down for our market structure talk as well. At the moment here, we've got, there's a BPR in here too we need to watch. So we're trying to work out if we're going to continue up, get a Friday high of the week, or if that's it, because we have come up to SD 4.5 from Monday's low. So we had a Monday manipulation, SD 1.5, 2.5, FOMC coming in, taking it out, and then 3.5, and we'll just hit 4.5. So guys, each week, like you can see how well the deviations off a 1 minute swing work out. They're just so accurate. This is why I just keep doing it, and we teach it. And we use it as a roadmap for the weekly candle.
Yeah, until the swing is invalidated, you just keep waiting for these deviations to play out. Pretty simple.
Savvy, you've been wanting to learn this. Light bulb just came on. Excellent. All right, so let's jump into market structure now. So just like what's playing out here, I'll draw it out into a I'll get a clean chart, and we'll draw it out as lines to give you an idea of what we're actually looking at and what the candles are forming on those higher time frames. So we'll do it with a standard deviation pool to help work it out, and I'll do it both ways. So let's say we're coming up like this. We get a manipulation swing here, takes out a high. We then get a change in state delivery here, break structure. This will normally happen, you see this on a Monday or a Tuesday. This becomes a Monday high of the week, and this is what we're watching on a 1 hour chart. So we get our break. And then if we do this with an SPS as well, the break is 1 swing. We get 2, 3, and then we're looking for raids of 2, ideally back in to our zone for a high of the week. We can draw that across as a zone. So now we have external liquidity as we're breaking down. Then we come back up. So if we draw it like this, right? External liquidity, and we're coming back into internal liquidity, coming back into the range. So we break external low, we come back into the range, and we seek internal liquidity, which is normally a fair value gap we'll see, or we're coming back to mitigate a previous zone. And this is when we draw our OTEs. So we want to draw our fib from the high to the low swing. And we're looking for reactions and PD arrays around that 618 level or a sweep of 7.9. And price is going external, we break, we come back to internal, then we're looking for external again. External to internal to external. We can use our zone, we can use SBS to follow it as well. And we can target the low of 3 for 6 for the SPS. Oops, make that a little bit bigger. And then we're looking on the high time frames for the next level would be SD 1.5. So we come back, we get our break. Normally this will shoot straight down to SD 1.5 and we get our reaction. 1, 2, 3, and we're just doing it again. We're looking for a rate of 2. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We then do another OTE swing from the high down to 3. And we're looking for PD arrays around that 6.2 level or 7.9 for a seep. We draw in a fair value gap again. And that's our external to internal. And then we're targeting external again plus SD 2.5. Yes, if only the Elliott impulse wave had 6 numbers, it would make it so much easier.
Yeah. I want to note here, if it's not obvious for you guys, that internal range is more than likely a fair value gap. And that's what you're looking for in that break of structure. You're looking for displacement, which is more or less a fair value gap, or a closure below swing lows or above swing highs. So these are signatures of displacement. In our backtesting specifically, this is the step that a lot of the members are missing as we're going through the reps, is that we're not waiting for displacement before the entry. And that is just so key to give you that sign that you really want to hop in.
We love displacement. We love seeing those fair value gaps. And then price will come back to rebalance them. And ideally, what you can keep doing, I don't want to make this too messy for you guys, but we're also then stepping down the zones, right? So price is coming back into a fair value gap from this swing here, but it's also coming back normally to mitigate orders used for this swing that pushes price up. This is why I call them manipulation swings. Price is manipulating price to fill their orders, to push price down. And then orders are trapped in here from manipulating price. So then price comes back, gets pushed up again to release the manipulated orders. So then they all turn into shorts because they were longs. And then you get these strong displacement moves down. This is what we're trying to catch. All right, so we're going external, internal, external, internal, external. Down to 2.5 is that next level. Then we get our reaccumulation again, or redistribution phase for this one. And sometimes around SD 2.5, it might be less of a large swing like this. So you get your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sometimes it'll come right up into here, otherwise just into, like, we see it on the daily, and Jess talks about it a few times, where it just comes back into that 0.25 of the daily swing, and we don't quite get to OTE, and then expansion down to 4. And this would just be like an Asia session, right? London Open H4 2 o'clock open, high, and nuke down into SD 4.5 into, say, into just like a New York consolidation down here for that week. So this whole structure would make a weekly open, high, low, close week. And it's going external to internal, external to internal, external to internal, rebalancing fair value gaps or mitigating these order blocks on the way down. Then once we get our low swing, let's say we're coming into another week now, and Monday opens, we get, say we've got 8:30 news, or it's New York Q3 into a 9:30, 9:45 swing. We come down and we push up. We get our one swing. We've broken the high here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Say we've got another Monday. So Monday low of the week. We can draw that on as a H1 zone. We're expecting 50% of that to hold. This could be Tuesday in here. We put on our standard deviations from this swing. And same thing. So we'll just draw these ones back out. Yeah, I just manually put that one on. It's not in line. So annoying. So sometimes in the chat you'll see me just with the 5, and I just want everyone to visually expect there to be a 6 on there where 3 is when you see them in the chat when I'm normally trading this. So this ideally I want to see 3 below SD 1.5 so I can target SD 1.5 from this move.
That's a gem I've never heard before. That's great.
One of those TPs. I don't like the TPs getting taken before I'm in.
Yeah, I hear you. There's actually some early January reps that look exactly like this, so that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense now.
Yeah, cool. So same thing for our OTE guys. We do from the low, swing low, to the swing high. We're looking for PD arrays around 6.2, 7.05, 7.9. Ideally, it's an inverted fair value gap, or just a BC in there. And we can enter down here, stop below the low. And we can break this down into what a 5-minute chart would look like within this as well. But it's all fractal. So we tag 1.5. So we've gone, once we've broken this, we're now going external range, back to internal range. We're looking for external range again. We break out, we can look for another SBS. So breakout is 1, 2, 3, or maybe another swing for 3. And then we're looking for raids of 2. and we're coming back internal, sometimes just into a like a 1 hour BISI in here. Sometimes the moves can be really strong, and that's all you get. You won't get anything lower. So we can do our OTE from here to here. So sometimes it'll come right down, or you'll have a news candle like we've had with FOMC, and that comes down, or it'll just hit that 1 hour BISI and then continue up. Put some 6s on.
This is actually something that I've seen often too, is like when price is really strong, SBS will actually occur in premium around that 25% level as opposed to coming back to previous day EQ or like EQ in general.
They're the days that I normally miss. And I get very frustrated to see it do that.
Of note though, there's like I don't want to say there's always, because I haven't tested the percentage of it, but you will see PM session low or high in that vicinity of the 25%, or you'll see daily open, midnight open at that 25%. If none of those are there, you will see a kill zone EQ, which I think I'm probably the only person that pays attention to that amongst the mods here.
Yeah, so what Jess is talking about, if we break this into sessions, right, our 2 here, so when this works into Asia and London, our 2 is New York PM low, 3 is New York PM high, Asia comes back down, sweeps New York PM low into 25% of the daily range. London will sweep Asia into 330 and then just send to 3.
Which is usually, well, you probably already mentioned previous day high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
PDH, NYPM high.
Yes.
This is so good. So, because like all of this movement, external to internal, we can break all of this down into sessions and what the session will do. And it all becomes puzzle pieces just for market structure to do this. So exciting, guys. Chat should be going off. Drop some emojis. Come on.
This is literally how we approach every day, pretty much. Every day. This is truly everyday bias, like no lie.
All right. So we get our external again. We're up to SD 2.5. Same thing. We're looking for 2, 3. And sometimes you get like if it is news, you might even get a big swing back into this manipulation zone from this previous day. Right, and then we shoot up. Or we get another tight little range like this, and it just shoots straight up. But we're looking for those key standard deviation levels on the high time frame. When it plays out like this is why I keep drawing on previous zones on my chart on the 1 hour to look for them to get mitigated. If it's going to do a deep retracement into a OTE. Yeah, I don't use the session indicators. I'd rather just have them manually as a line across and look for a sweep. SMT with the S here into a like a AM 930 move, 945 move. So this is what we're seeing at the moment, right? We're going external, internal, external, internal to FVGs, external, internal, external. And we've just hit that SD 4.5 on our 1 hour chart. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. Oops. And we have those previous zones all the way drawn across. Whereas in this case, we're above all-time high, so we're just doing this upswing. And the other thing we can do, so Jess, you know how you're talking about when it just comes back to that 2.5 of the daily range, and we don't go all the way into OTE. This is something that we've spoken about when we get those breakouts. So the swing that creates the breakout, we draw that on, because that's basically a failed zone, right? Like a failed 2022 model to continue down.
Or more than likely a breaker there, a failed OB.
Yeah. So then we're looking for that to be the flip into that 0.25, 50% of that to be respected and continue up.
Yeah,
it's
we've actually seen this a lot higher time frame as well. Yeah.
Especially when you're not coming back into the OTE of the daily swing. We can look at the OBs from the highs. Oops. And look at 50% of them to get respected.
100%. Very well said. Very concise.
Adrian, you have all this knowledge and potentially you're still going to school. Say a lot of your discipline. No, man, I'm not going to school, if that's your question.
He's not one of the mods that are going to
Yeah.
school. We do, I think like a quarter of our mods are still in school though.
Yeah. I'm 41. I have 3 kids. I've run.
Oh, you have 3.
Yeah, well, I have an
have
older
2.
son who's 22,
okay.
and then I have the 2 young girls. So I've got a 4 and a 7-year-old daughter as well.
Nice.
Nice, Stefan. So yeah, lots of worldly experience. I've come from owning a retail shop, which I closed down at the end of last year. So I had a retail camera store that I owned and managed for 12 years. Yeah. Is it the voice? I don't have the deep, manly Australian voice. Makes me sound like a student. So yeah, not one of your typical, like, 21-year-olds come and listen to me stream and talk price management with only 12 months experience. I've got like 7 years of experience of studying and reading price. I don't know, like done 10,000 hours of ICT and so much back testing. It's ridiculous.
And imagine he left a whole store and he's trading full time, kind of says something.
Got away from customers, talking to customers one-on-one to then doing it just online in Discord with you guys. Yeah.
With people that are like, I just can't have any discipline.
Yeah. So sorry guys, there's no Ferraris or Lamborghinis, just quality material that I trade every day. Is this on sale? Yeah. Exactly. 1 setup a day. That's one of the things I said yesterday too. I don't want the scraps in here. I want the steak, right? I want the dinner meal. So I have So if we're imagining this on a 1 hour chart, like we've been looking on the daily, so 1 hour into daily, 1 hour into weekly, I want those daily expansions or 4 hour expansion legs. This is what I'm trying to get each day. I don't want to be the manipulation. I want to get that expansion. I want the stake. So is this clean enough for everyone? And can I make it a little bit more complicated? Or am I going to lose everyone?
Drop a 1 if you want him to make it more complicated. Market structure advanced.
Ah, Staffy's in here. Awesome.
Nice.
Hey, Staffy. Thanks for joining us.
I'm seeing 38 1s right now. What's wrong with you guys?
All right, so if we're reading this as our 1 hour chart or a higher time frame chart, what we're trying to do is catch these expansions on a lower time frame. We want to get in here and we want to catch this down. We want liquidity built up all the way. Liquidity levels. Say this is Asia coming up into a London Q3 or a 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock move, right? 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock is insta high or low of the day in London. If it's New York, we're looking at 9:30 to 10:30 a.m. So in here, we want a 5-minute move just like this with a standard deviation. So I want a 5-minute manipulation. If it's New York, I want this to be a sweep of Asia and London into New York AM. And I want a 5-minute break of structure here and then expansion to SD 4.5. So this move, this leg here to here is a 5-minute measurement from, say, a New York AM Q3 manipulation or a London Q3 manipulation down to SD 4.5. So I'm looking for a position here and I'm taking profit at 1.5, 2.5 and 4.5. And the theory behind the whole move is this 1 hour swing, external to internal to external. And I want price to draw to this SD 2.5. Same here. We come back in here. I want this to be Asia, London, New York, 5-minute break of structure. So inside this manipulation, oops, get the right tool. Inside that, you know, I want a 5-minute move like this that I can then draw my standard deviation on. Like so. We sweep previous sessions, we get our break, targeting 1.5, 2.5, 3.5, 4.5, aligned with that high time frame SD 3.5. And same thing if it's going back the other way. Like, say this could be a New York PM low here. So when I have the days and I say, guys, I'm looking at this New York PM to be the zone for majority of the day, we have a 5-minute change in state of delivery here for New York PM. Asia opens up, retests the zone. Cozy gets 1800 long, and then it just sends up to here to SD 4.5. Come on, guys, hit the chat up. This is exciting stuff. And you know, you guys want targets if you're getting in at an 1800 open and it's just pushing up. We use that New York PM manipulation to push up to SD 4.5.
So good.
So within all of these swings, these are 5-minute SD 4.5s. 5-minute manipulation up to SD 4.5. Up to our 1 hour levels. Fractal in a fractal.
Imagine all you need to mark up are your 1 hour fair value gaps. And just wait for a 5-minute manipulation out of there.
Yeah.
Internal to external.
Into a key time, a macro time, line it with a H1 for an open high low close or open low high close. If you're getting in within that first, quarter of the hour or quarter of the 4 hour, you've got high probability of that being the high of that time. And it all just stacks up. Our current price. All right, are you guys good for me to delete this and go back to the chart?
They want you to take a trade so bad. Yeah.
You guys are sitting, like, I'm doing a full market structure breakdown and you're watching this 5-minute tight range. Consolidation range. If we put our quarters on. Where is it? Time and price I'm using. So we've got a quarter to, like it's only just closed above. We can draw this on as a box. So we're watching this at the moment. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got our sweep of 2. We're into a previous zone. We've got a New York PM zone here. We don't want that New York PM load to be swept. We can also do another standard deviation pull from this. We haven't got any displacement. Normally we want to see displacement come out of this zone. What time is that? 21:40. Had a 7-9 sweep. So then we can line up the Asia standard deviations alongside that New York PM standard deviations. I really want this Sibby here to get flipped. So that's acting as resistance at the moment. I've got a new H4 opening soon. So for me, I'd want a double confirmation. What that means is you get one of these, come back up, and then we see another one into the next H4. So we come back down for the open low, and then we break, we come back, we retest one here, and then we can get long. Oops, didn't want to do that. So when price is tight like this, and then we're still seeing resistance here, a double confirmation is like this. It's just the 2 fractals basically. Like another stack of zones. Ideally into that next one. So I want to break above here. I would like displacement. And I want this H4 to then open low, high close. And it's also Friday, right? And I don't want to give anything back to the market that I've earned this week. So then we've got SD 2.5 here, lining up with SD4 4.5. I'd probably just run that to SD4. Ideally, we get a Friday high of the week and we keep going into a TGIF. So you're probably up here or in London. It's looking good now. That's looking better. If we can flip that. When signal there, yeah. Let's have a look at ES. ES is breaking out. That's a bit better. So we've got our zone for ES here. Once this opens too, we can, normally what I would like to do is use Cs, which you guys have heard me talk about a little bit, and we can look at the 4-hour range. Where are we? If we turn this on at the moment. So we can see we're just in an internal 4-hour range. So we're inside the previous H4. We haven't broken the high and we haven't broken the low. We've got our internal median here, which is what we're bouncing off, and that's holding. So for continuation and to attack then that H4 high, if we're expecting an open low high close, we want to see where the internal range is going to be here. And we can align that up with this zone for a long. Let's look at our daily over here as well. So daily's green because we're inside our previous daily. We've got daily median up here, lining up with that POC. And our other daily internal median down lower. So you can see how we get the different color changes. So this was our daily internal range, and we went into our daily external range. It's a huge day. We went up into that 85th percentile. So only 15% of the historic daily candles getting higher than that. Daily median was here, which hit very nicely there. This is still so tight.
Yeah, it is really tight. There's no, this is an example of no displacement happening yet. So we got the closure, but I want to see a fair value gap before I do anything.
Yeah, and it's still failing to close above that 5 minute.
Mm-hmm. With that lingering 0.62 level below of the higher time frame SBS.
The other issue, like the more it does this, it builds up liquidity on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's taken these ones. This is what we mean, guys, where you get the displacement out of the zone. So we have, like we have a Bissy here, we have a Bissy here. If you can get long here, or get long here with the retracement back into the zone, that's a lot more comforting than trying to use a zone that's high resistance.
Oh my gosh, I finally found it. There we go.
So we want to see double confirmation. So we break above that. I want to see displacement up, and we come back for an open low high close. We get another zone here, and we can enter here, and normally during a macro, so like that, we can watch that 2300 level to push off. And then we want to see this get flipped as well. We want to see all the bearish PD arrays be disrespected. And at the moment, they're getting respected.
Here you go, Adrian. This is actually it. This is a screenshot that I've been looking for months. This is ICT's trend continuation profile. Does that not look familiar or what?
That's awesome. Same thing.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. And pretty much a like a 7-9 there or a 6-1-8. Hits that.
Exactly.
He's got his blue line there of that down close candle, right, that creates that breakout. Price comes back to that. Pushes out. Oh, sweet. And you put that, yeah, basically the external to internal is what we're looking at. We get that expansion swing, we come back into a discount array, and we impulse back out of that image as well. Guys, like the images that Jess is putting in the chat, make sure you save them into your own Discord library for reference.
The reason I couldn't find it is because the series that this video is in is a very brutal series for any ICT student to watch.
Yeah. Like a 6-hour.
Yes.
One of those ones. Yeah.
Yes, it was.
So we've got that internal range liquidity here. That's built up. So yeah, and definitely not happy about longs in this area until we get something a bit clearer. We also don't know, like London could come and be the manipulation and take out both of these lows into a quarter 3 and give us something, and then we can attack all of the highs here.
Yeah, it could, because previous day EQ is like way below.
It's still lower, yeah.
Yeah.
And we've still got 6-2
actually
here, 705, 7-9. All right, have I missed anything? Guys, is that everything we wanted to talk about so far? We've had a market structure breakdown. We talked about external to internal liquidity. We went over swing failure patterns again. We've talked about SBS. We've talked about our OTEs. We've gone over our high time frame analysis. Did we talk about yesterday? Did I do a review? I don't think I did.
In the beginning, yeah, somewhat. Not really like the full on detail that you go through, but in the beginning you did somewhat of a review.
I added a Jess special on there. Did you see that?
I didn't see that.
So for the day, guys, same thing that we're looking at with the 1 hour, right? So as soon as we open up in 1800 into Asia. This is actually where I longed for a cozy open. So after, um, so we had on the PM that 655 candles come back up, close at that high, clean little swing. We have our Sibi in there. So I was happy to enter as this was closing down into that Sibi. And then run that up using. So the idea of the day was using the PM manipulation swing from FOMC as our main standard deviations for the day on the 5 minute. Just like we've talked about on the 1 hour, we're using the 5 minute swings to form those daily moves for the larger moves. And I targeted SD 2.5 here. And then watching Asia, so we had our breakout, and then it just made another SBS. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We had SMT with ES here, so ES made a lower low, which gave more confidence to then stay in the trade. So when you're in a position that you're trying to stay in for hours, this is when it's good to map out those SBS counts. And we're happy with a rate of 2. I wasn't sure as this was printing because of all the equal lows, but then ES swept the lows and continued up. We then get another breakout. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sweeps the highs. And then, so this was our manipulation into London. I had moved my stop loss. So I was targeting SD 2.5 and it just missed there. And then I just moved my stop loss up to true day open. So my position finished here. We come back into a Q2 manipulation for London. We get a breakout. Breakout here. We draw in our zone. We then have another set of standard deviations to work with for this London climb. So we come back up, retest. And then just, I want to say expand, but this was painful, right? Just little 5 minute candles just continuing up. Not enjoyable to watch. So we can draw them on as well. So same thing, we have these session 5 minute swings or standard deviations inside this bigger one that we're working with for the day. So we're using this as our main deviation for the day, and then we're working with the smaller ones. So we could have put one on here as well, even though that was still part of the previous day. We're working on these within these. So we're trying to get up to an SD 4.5 from these, from the 5 minute with the sessions. Everything overlaps. So it's great when you see them line up, 4.5 with an SD 3.5.
And if you think about when the session times are, they really align with the 4-hour candles. Like they're pretty much the same exact time frames, right? So you're really catching a 4-hour candle expansion.
Yeah. If we can get that manipulation into that first quarter of the 4-hour candle, open low, high close. This is hard. This is like, this was the wick here. I thought this would have even come down a bit more to finish that 4 hour, but it's just hanging around. Painful to watch. Then we come into New York. So then we get I haven't got London high on there, but we swept London high. It's a little AMD in here. So accumulation. We get manipulation here into 830.
Yeah.
We have a BPR, and we love 5 minute BPRs, guys. BPR in here. We're
right after hitting 4.
Yeah. Fully extended. Yeah.
So beautiful.
Fully
So
extended.
beautiful.
So great spot for a reversal here. If we put on C's, we can look at that 4 hour as well. Wait for that to load. So internal range here. So we're up in that 25th percentile. Medium stuff was still high there, but we were very extended for the day. And I'll show you the more indicator as well at this. Oops. If I go into replay mode, at this point, so if we're watching price here, we're fully extended. We've hit SD4. We swept London high. We're expecting this to be a change in state delivery. We can draw our zone on as well. We've got a BPR here. And using more, so these levels here are open retests. So once you get a H1 sweep on one side, it'll give you a retest statistic of that 1 hour. So the 5 hour candle here, so from 4 o'clock, had 74.6% probability of being hit. We've got a 9 hour one here with 85% probability of being hit for 3 o'clock open there. And then we can we put our SDs on and we can align them with the SD 1.5. SD 2.5 lines up with that 3 o'clock open. So using them as puzzle pieces for confluence, and then we can look for shorts off that BPR or off the zone once it breaks. Off the BPR is your higher risk entry because we haven't got a change in state of delivery yet. And then SD 2.5 aligning with those open retest levels which have that high percentage. And then hyper was the other indicator as part of that level logic suite, which shows each low and what the probability is in the current hour and then by end of day on the right hand side. So we've got like 60% probability for current hour for that SD 2.5 to hit.
Yeah. Plus there was TDO down there.
Tagged in there, yeah, TDO. SD 1.5, guys, instant reaction.
Instant TP too.
Yeah. I was actually grumpy with this because I didn't take the high risk entry. So I had limit order at the zone here.
Yeah.
Just to SD 2.5 because 1.5 was already hit. So just on one account, this was my setup. But up here. And it just missed. So yeah, tags 2.5, remove the limit order because 2 TPs are already gone and I went to bed.
Yeah.
But you know, I was still happy because I did get
lot,
like, it was at 130 or 40 points from this move.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, but that's your daytime. You're not holding that in your sleep. You're watching that.
That's my
live.
daytime, yeah. Yeah. And then, so we have that SBS, that build up. So we come down here, SD 2.5 into 9:30. So key pivot time into the London manipulation zone. And this is what we talk about, those zones stacking. You know, we've got one here that caused the breakout. We come back into that. We push up. We come back down to mitigate orders here. And then you get that strong expansion from there. So yeah, SD 2.5, 0.79, just special, and expansion up. You're trading this on the 5 minute. You really want to wait for that break here. It's pretty hard to get in on the 5 minute. Really want to be lower time frame for this. TDO is soup as well. And then 5 minute change of state delivery was up here, which is what we're coming back into at the moment.
That 0.79 level entry though, it was in the macro, by the way. It was 955.
Oh, yeah. So coming in for the open of the next H4 macro. So 10 minutes before to 10 minutes after. 1 minute change in state of delivery, guys. This is actually very nice.
Wow.
This is what we
That
want
is
on the
so
5 minute.
clean.
This is what we look for.
Yeah. That is so clean, my goodness. My gosh.
So on
How
the
many
1
of
minute,
you
you
guys
do the
made money
same
off
thing.
that?
Yeah.
Same thing.
Draw in our zone. Stop at the zone or within a PD array within the zone. And then you can still use a standard deviation of the 1 minute swing, right? Especially when we're pretty extended on the week. SD 1.5, 2.5. And you do an OTE from here to here. I did that one. I'm going to end up with too much stuff on my chart. 6-2, guys. SD 2.5. Very nice 1 minute one there.
Have a good night, Gallo. Zila Tan, the main thing is that we're looking at premium and discount, as well as we're kind of really only focused on PD arrays and OTE.
Yeah, so if you're grabbing this swing and you're using this on the 1 minute, and you got 2 bissies, you want the bissie that's in the discount.
Yeah. That's it. Honestly, it's pretty often that it lands like that.
And this one isn't in the zone either. We want it to come back into here to mitigate shorts in here for that expansion up.
OTE plus the zone, your friend. That's
Yeah.
where you want to pair orders. And then again, if any of those levels are getting hit during a macro, even more reason to take it. Of note, in the 940 to 950 window specifically, 940 has like a 90% win rate for entries, and 950 has a high 80% win rate for exits. So if you're in a trade prior to 950, 950 is a good time to take the TP, and then if you're entering a trade for the New York AM session, 940 through 943 are all good minutes, specific minutes to take your entry if an entry occurs.
Yeah, so if we're short from up here, we definitely want to be out before that 950 exactly comes back and knocks you out.
You could literally hit reverse in those minutes, and you would have TP'd your short and entered on your long. And this is back tested. This is not just me talking. This is like thousands of reps back tested for those times. Manually.
So much work, but worth it. This is why we want you guys to definitely pay attention. You know, everything here has been back tested multiple times and forward tested multiple times.
There's many evals.
I'm not interested in this at all, guys. This is just consolidation pain. We've got all this liquidity building up underneath now. Still got PM low here. It's not too much to talk about here in the PM. It's just a bit of well, we've got that SBS that we were counting out, 1, 2, 3, but the actual PM session, it's seek and destroy, right? Just takes both sides. Till we get this high, and then there's an IBC in here, and that we can do an OTE from that as well. If you guys are watching that in the session. I'll put that up there too. Another 7-9 suit. Back to that 200 SMA and our current Q3 manipulation that we're working from. All right, any questions, guys? Does everyone enjoy the stream? Did you pick up some new information that you can use?
Pure fuego, guys.
Thanks, Stefan. Are you guys happy now that you know that I'm not just a 21-year-old with like 1 year trading experience?
Yeah, he feeds his
Leading you
family,
all on.
guys. He feeds like 4 people with this. Himself. Great to have you back, Adrian. I'm so glad you're back. I hope you enjoyed your time off. I hope it was super relieving for you.
Thanks so much. I've been hanging out to do another joint stream. It's been good. Always enjoy our chats and discussions.
You recorded, right?
Yeah, I've got it recorded. Yeah. With sound this time.
That's painful. That's painful.
I put a lot of work into the masterclass last week, and it was so good. And OBS hadn't selected my mic, so it was just playing. Render to YouTube, yeah. So I put it through another software package, and then that gets it to the YouTube 2K standard, and then upload from there. What was the question? Are your quarter levels the same as the 90-minute quarters? But lately, just to make it a bit more confusing for people, I've been playing around with using the actual quarters of the 1 hour, just being 1 hour lines. Because for like I've been seeing it where we get a lot of the H4 manipulation happening in that first quarter, that first 1 hour. And that's statistically backed as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Agreed there.
How do I get the stats for the candles that are printing? Oh, we can actually turn that on now because we've got our new H4. So that's a paid indicator, which is level logic. If we quickly turn that on. So we've now got our new H4, and we've just tagged that internal median level. So if we want this H4 to be open, high, low, close, the median level is the main or average level that a H4 open, low, high, close candle will go to. It's the most common point. And once, if it breaks the high here, we then get the external data. So when you see them go to that darker color, that's the external data there into the 25th percentile. So if we had displaced up and then we come back, then I would have been keener on getting along down here around that median level. But at the moment, we just made all this internal range liquidity here. There is no displacement in this at all. It's just high resistance. So not interested unless we get another displacement up and come back. Otherwise, we were just waiting till London. You know, we don't have to take a trade for the sake of taking a trade. And then look for longs here around that 7-9 suit. Sweep of PM low, sweep of Asia low. And attack all this liquidity here.
There's multiple ways. You don't have to sit at the chart all day and like entice yourself to take a trade. You can just set alerts at OTE levels. You can set alerts at every Q3. There's many ways you can go live your life and then come back to see a setup instead of watching the chart, convincing yourself that there's a setup to take.
Cryptic fly, how's that going to be? So the idea is that we just have vertical lines on every 1 hour cryptic, which is what I think you got on that indicator that you shared. If we just get a clean chart. I've put it on twice, so we're going to have one for the daily. I don't know if you've seen this, Jess. This is something that Cryptic's been working on.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Oh, wait, no.
So you know how I set up my 1 hour chart? So this is
midnight open.
Yeah, midnight opens with the days down the bottom. And then with the same indicator, we can do it with the 4 hour. Is that what I've got it set on? Show 1 hour separator, sorry, just here, right in front of me. 1 hour and the 4 hour, and then we can make the 4 hour. If we change this to the 5 minute chart now. All right. So we got our 4 hour level. So this is what I'm drawing on every day. And then I've used the 1 hour separators for quarters. So then we can look for like the manipulations in that first quarter. And then we do our standard deviations, of course, on those to measure that expansion. Last quarter. Yeah, and then you can also then draw on your 4 hour open, right? Because you're looking for, this is just Asia consolidation, because you're looking for the manipulation on the opposing side of the open. So we have them on as well, and then look for a 5 minute break and model, you know, quarter one. This was just in a quarter 2 here for the low. Quarter one low, push up. Yeah. So just been having a little bit of a play with that. And then overlapping the 90-minute cycles, which is way too messy to show everyone. Paying more attention to those quarter ones, basically. And that first hour within the H4s. You know, even though we know like there's more chance during New York AM to get those 9:30 moves. Cool, guys. Well, I might finish it up there. Thanks for joining, Jess. Hit me up with any other questions for the stream for next week.
My pleasure. I will be with you next week as well.
Awesome.
Guys, have a good night. I'm gonna hop off here. Thank you for the gems, Adrian.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you in the next one. Collect some questions for me. It's been fun.